The tale begins in a world where magic is practiced. It is said that 80% of students get to graduate from the reputed Kimberly Magic Academy, while the 20% doesn't make it out alive. At the academy, a strange talking flower follows around newly enrolled students and tries to frighten them. Oliver Horn, the main protagonist, doesn't fall for its trick. Guy Greenwood and Katie Arto hold a conversation regarding magical fauna, or commonly called animals. Then suddenly Michella McFarlane rudely stops Pete Reston from almost stepping on the pride flower. Nanau Habia, dressed in samurai attire, walks past them. They are fascinated by her clothes. Oliver gets the feeling that it was fated for him to cross paths with Nanau. The academy holds a parade of megafauna for the newly enrolled students. A unicorn, a humongous eagle-like creature, a dragon, a troll, and some other beasts are showcased in it. The dragon is called Fafnir because of its bright scales. Katie voices out her concern for the troll being used as a showpiece, even though they resemble humans. Guy Greenwood comments that trolls don't belong with humans because they don't speak like humans, and the feral ones even attack. Katie counters back with the fact that the trolls only attack because humans have taken over their land, and that they are gentle giants. After their little fallout, Katie is about to introduce herself when suddenly someone in a hooded robe performs magic on her legs, and makes her run towards the parade troll. Luckily, the group of newly formed friends is quick to jump into action in order to save her. Nanau stands in front of the troll, shielding Katie from it. Guy, Michella, and Pete cast a wind spell, and Oliver aids their spell by casting the spell Tibia, a dragon voice spell. This distracts the troll and gives Nanau the time to attack. Her hair turns white due to innocent color. She finishes off by smacking it on the head with her katana, making the troll fall and faint. Later, the freshmen are gathered in the assembly hall. Oliver inquires if Nanau had any plan in mind when she stood in front of the troll, and she timidly laughs, telling him that she did not, and that her katana doesn't even have a cutting edge to it. He comments of her recklessness. They agree that if it weren't for the rest, she would have wounded up dead. Oliver gets even more curious about Nanau, especially now that he has seen her hair turning to a white color, called the innocent color, through which magic particles flow, and is a sign of powerful energy flowing through the entire body. Headmistress Esmeralda appears in front of the podium with a loud bang, and starts her speech by apologizing for the incident that took place during the parade. She explains that the students have been enrolled for a total of 7 years. Furthermore, the school has 2 objectives: freedom and results. This means that life and death is literally in the students' own hands. After Esmeralda leaves, the seniors join the new students. Food magically appears on their tables. The new friends are able to regroup again and start introducing themselves at the table. Michella tells them that she the eldest daughter belonging to a well-respected clan called McFarlane. Next is Katie Alto. She tells them that she is an exchange student from Union County in the north called Farmland. Then it's Guy Greenwood's turn. He tells them that he belongs to a family of magical farmers. Guy prides himself in his knowledge of plants. Sitting next to him is Pete Reston. Pete informs them that he has non-magical parents unlike the rest so far, and had to pass particular tests to get into the academy. Oliver is next. He states that he is currently living with his older cousins, and that they are also studying in this academy. The last one to introduce herself is Nanau Habia. She also belongs to a non-magical family. Nanau tells them that she is indeed from a samurai family, and was fighting in a war when Mr. McFarlane offered her to enroll at the academy. It turns out that he is Michella's father and a professor at the academy. It's early morning. Oliver and Pete end up as roommates. Oliver decides to go for a walk around the school. He senses someone following him. It turns out to be a student named Teresa Cast, sent to watch over him. Oliver proceeds on his walk when he suddenly comes to a halt in front of a fountain. He finds Nanau Habia bathing in it. She clarifies that she is only washing away the blood from her last war. Oliver lends her his cloak. In the morning, the group of 6 friends gathers in the academy hallway. They ask each other if they were able to catch up on any sleep, and how clock knocks were messing with their clocks. These small creatures interfere with the working of a clock. Guy questions Oliver about his damp cloak, but the latter dismisses it. Their first period is of swords art class with instructor Luther Garland. The swords these mages use are called athames. Mr. Garland asks about the definition of sword art, for which Pete enthusiastically volunteers. Some of the students laugh at him for already turning into the teacher's pet. Pete explains in detail that the athames were only introduced alongside the white wand when a mage named Wilf Badwell lost a duel to a non-magical person 400 years ago. The Athames helps mages to deal with strikes from a near distance, and when combined with the wands, they create different fighting styles. Garland is pleased with Peter's answer. The instructor further explains that when a mage fights from a close distance in such a way that by getting a single step closer, you can finish your enemy, then that is called one step one spell distance. The instructor wants to start off the class with a practice duel. Richard Andrews and Nanau Hebia volunteer. However, Oliver wants to duel with Nanau as well, his reason being that they already have a connection after the troll incident. Richard isn't happy about Oliver's interference, and they almost get into a brawl, but Michela steps in to duel with Richard. Instructor casts an anti-lethality spell called Securus upon their swords as Nanau and Oliver prepare to duel. Oliver tries to quickly wrap up the duel, but soon realizes that Nanau is putting up an actual fight. However, the instructor intervenes because the opponents somehow break the anti-lethality spell and almost kill each other. Michela then decides that she doesn't want to duel with Andrews anymore, so the instructor resumes his lesson. Later, Nanau catches up to Oliver and congratulates him on the amazing duel, even though she regrets it ended too soon. Nanau voices out her desire to continue the battle, but Oliver turns down her offer and wishes to never fight her ever again. His comment hurt her so much that tears start streaming down her face. Afterwards, the group is sitting outside discussing spellology class. The instructor, Frances Glickeris, gets annoyed at the sight of the Athames. She wants the class to learn actual magic if they wish to be called mages. Next class is magical biology. Vanessa Aldous is the class instructor. She makes it clear that in her class animals will be used as test subjects rather than only being adorned. She magically provides them silkworms and gives them the task of cocoon making. Michela easily uses her magic wrapping cocoons over the silkworms. She tells Oliver that they should help the rest as well. The instructor is impressed with the performance of the students, but starts to belittle Katie. The latter tries to save all 10 of the silkworms, but the last one accidentally turns black, and instead of burning it like they were ordered by the instructor, Katie tries to save it. However, it bites her hand as it has already turned feral. Katie apologizes to Oliver for making him miss the class to the nurse's office. He assures her that he didn't want to stay in the class. She tells him about all the animals she had back home, including a troll. Therefore, she can't bring herself to get used to what is considered normal here at Kimberly. However, Oliver states that it is noble of her for choosing to be kind even after seeing the horrible things carried out at Kimberly. He further assures her that she isn't alone. Later, Oliver walks towards a fountain alone where he meets Miss Cast. She recommends he chooses his friends carefully, and lets him know that she will be heading to Master Gwyn's workshop, and Oliver will be left unprotected for a bit. The group has dinner together, and Katie tries to cheer up Nanau. Pete announces that he has to go back to spellology class to retrieve his book. Oliver and Michela decide to join him. Pete grabs his book from class, and as they are about to leave, they find a brick wall upon opening the door. Suddenly, the hallway transforms into some sort of a labyrinth. The trio hears a female's voice. Pete thinks that they are probably saved, but Oliver suspects it to be a trap. The female is an upperclassman named Ophelia Salvadori of the 4th year. She performs a sort of seduction spell, but they are able to get past her. However, their path is blocked by a wall of bones. Another student, Cyrus Rivermore, appears. He happens to be a 5th year student. The senior duo blocks their path from both ways. What will happen next? Will Oliver and his friends get past through them without a scratch? Make sure to write part 2 in the comments down below if you want another part of this series. Till then, take care and bye.